Hello, my friends. This is Dave from Net4Truth USA, Inglorious Patriots. It is December 13th, 2019. It is 10:30 hours in the morning, Eastern Standard Time. The DemonRats in Congress overwhelmingly voted to impeach our duly elected president under this sham impeachment with absolutely no evidence, and evidence only that was concocted by the traitors in Congress. This is the most egregious violation of the Constitution in our nation's history. I told you this yesterday in a video, which I will link in the description, that Revolution 2.0 is knocking at the door. This is it, folks. I don't know how much more bullshit we can stand in this country. It's time to rise up and take our country back by any means necessary. And I mean going down to Washington, D.C. and overturning this bullshit and arresting, if it means citizens' arrests and taking them out in shackles. I am fully supportive of that. We are waiting on word to move. We don't know what is going to happen. The president needs to invoke the Insurrection Act immediately. Invoking the Insurrection Act would put all of these people in their place. And I believe that I've uncovered the plan, as twisted and as illogical and as desperate as it may seem. And this goes back over a year. They put the biggest crook that could ever be imagined in the position of running for president. Now, I don't know during the hearings where they get the idea that creepy Joe Biden, who likes to have his hairy legs rubbed in a pool and kids jumping on his lap riding cockroaches, or whatever the hell he was trying to say in that clip, where somebody like that could even be seriously considered as a rival to the President of the United States, who routinely fills huge sports stadiums with standing room only outside, against somebody who can barely fill a high school auditorium. So that statement on the part of the DemonRats that he was plotting with Ukraine to do damage to his political rival is absolutely fucking absurd. And it should be smacked in the face of its absurdity. I believe this was the plan all along. Put the crook, who is the biggest crook in Ukraine and China, in the position of running for president for 2020. This way, when the president of the Ukraine, the new president of the Ukraine, got to the bottom of the corruption between Joe Biden, Hunter Biden, and Barack Hussein Obama, who was never the president of the United States by law, and whose presidency can be wiped off the face of the history books by a single pen stroke declaring his presidency as illegal under executive order. To put this person in a position of running for president, this way, when the corruption was uncovered, they could claim that the real president of the United States, the president that we overwhelmingly elected in a landslide, they could claim that he is trying to dig up dirt on his political rival, which is absolutely absurd. And the end all of this is that if this moves into a trial in the Senate, all of the people who voted for the impeachment, along with any witnesses that Republicans wish to call, some of whom are running for President of the United States, will have to attend the hearings. And that is the oven mitt fashionista, the DemonRat, demon-possessed, baby-eating bitch herself, Hillary Rodham Clinton, will put her nomination in the hat, and being that she's the only one left, and the only one who could even possibly even scratch the scratch of a scratch on the surface of a challenge against our duly elected and insanely popular president, for a last-ditch effort to win back the presidency and sweep all of this bullshit under the rug, all of this corruption under the rug, and continue the 1963 coup d'etat that began with the assassination of John Fitzgerald Kennedy. This is where the coup plot began. In fact, the coup plot began in 1933, and if you read any other book this year, please go to Amazon and get The Plot to Seize the White House by Jules Archer. Absolutely riveting, something that they do not teach in school. Nobody ever heard of General Smedley Butler, who put the kibosh on the 1933 coup d'etat that failed. And 30 years later, the coup d'etat that began in 1933, the corporate Nazis assassinated a duly elected president in front of God and everybody, and the coup plotters, along with the mainstream media who've been in their pocket for 100 years, conspired to take over the government of the United States, and we've been suffering in increments, the death of 1,000 cuts since. We have had enough. We're awake, and we are ready to take back this fucking government and throw out everybody who is committing treason in our face. We are ready to do citizens' arrests. We are ready to do what the president should have done the moment he was elected. Send out the military and arrest the traitors. Send them to Gitmo to await their trial. And I'll tell you something else. Ever since Stony Stone was here and we talked to the Anons on encrypted lines, I've been waiting for the insurance file, specifically the video of Huma Abedin and Hillary Clinton torturing a 6-year-old girl to death, to hit these social media platforms. I believe that as soon as this is posted, the same thing that happened with the New Zealand mosque first-person shooter hoax video would happen. It would get caught and the channel taken down, just like Net4 Truth USA was taken down. They have surveillance in place. They archive everything in these huge computer rooms with technology that won't be released to the public for the next 50 years. A server room that can handle 500 hours of video uploaded every minute is beyond comprehension. This is George Orwell's 1984 on steroids. We Patriots have known this for a long, long time. All of this knowledge, all of this information only came to light because of venues like this one. And because of venues like this one, and because of all the great investigative reporting that has been done by citizen journalists working in their kitchens and in their living rooms with a cell phone and a $100 webcam, put CNN, the most trusted name in news, totally out of business. If you add up my prior 4 channels and the 2 that I have in place right now, just on this venue, I have more viewers than CNN. Think about that. A person with no journalistic training whatsoever, drinking a cup of coffee, smoking a cigarette, and just talking off the top of his head most of the time, has more viewers than a multi-billion-dollar corporation. And now that we've taken it from them, they want to take the venue from us. And that's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. We have lawsuits that are being drawn up right now. We have 4 plaintiffs who are signed up in the lawsuit against the corporate techno-Nazis. I'll leave a link for those in the description as well. If you're a creator, if you want to make sure that your children and your grandchildren don't live in a third world shithole, you need to get on board and take this thing that we all own and that we all paid for with our taxes, namely the backbone of the internet. We need to take it out of the hands of the techno-Nazis and return it to the people. We need to take these multi-billion-dollar corporations that we built with our work back from the techno-Nazis who are seeking to control it because they lost control of the mainstream media. These people need to be put in their place, and America needs to be restored with the spirit of the founders. And I'll tell you the truth, ladies and gentlemen, I don't believe for 1 minute, knowing what I know, that we won the Revolutionary War. You can take that with a grain of salt if you want to. But if you dig into enough rabbit holes, the pieces of the puzzle only fit together one way. The monarchs in England, in the United Kingdom, the Pettivore Queen still has her grubby little paws in this government and in several governments around the world. And that needs to end. The 13 families that have controlled this planet since biblical times need to be eradicated, their wealth confiscated and returned to the people that they stole it from. This is Dave from Net4Truth USA, Inglorious Patriots. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you for your support. We do this not for the money, because we're not monetized. The only income we have at the moment from doing this is from the generosity of people who listen to us and agree with us and want to save this country. Money isn't everything. They say that money can't buy happiness, but I'll tell you what, it makes being miserable a hell of a lot more fun. Thank you very much. Godspeed. Thank you for watching. Thank you for sharing this video. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for your prayers. Thank you for your calls of encouragement. And most of all, thank you for your support. Please subscribe to our backup channels. Net4Truth USA 2 Patriot channel. BitChute.com/net4Truth USA. And drop.space/ Net4Truth USA. We fly so close to the target, we are on our 5th fighter jet. We will be relentless and persistent until the enemies of freedom are defeated. You can support this channel by using the links in the description, but for a $100 donation, I will personally send you a autographed hardcover special edition copy of Land of Childhood's Fears. Also, visit my bookstore at lulu.com/net4truth USA. If you are viewing this video on BitChute, you can use the links in the description to support us, or simply click the green $ dot on our video to support this channel. Thank you. Links are in the description section.